Going live as soon as I clock up from my lunch break. Hey, let's go. CBL Nation talk to them. Yeah, man, it was a surprise stream. It wasn't supposed to do what we're talking about. I'm actually gonna react to we could talk about whatever Tower Grab later, but there was 3 videos I specifically wanted to watch from my channel because I think they probably aged really poorly. I thought it'd be fun. That's all.
A little something like eeny, meeny, right from the beginning. Smoke a little pack, but the pack never timid. Church, but I'm seeing it. Curse when I'm winning. She need a new back. When it's back, I'ma bend it. Slap up some guinea. Pass me the henny. Watch a nigga black up react. I'ma quit it. Swerve in the Benzie. Perfume is Fendi. Bob and move fast, real fast, like I'm Ricky. Yes, 'cause I'm pretty. Came from the dirt. Showing up a nigga can't handle the work. Ooh, y'all swing with it first. Young white girl like I ran with it.
Because why don't I see? You should have a stream about best fits and designs in the tower. I don't mind doing that. That's not for today though, but I don't mind doing that because I want to roast Kun's ugly ass fucking boy outfit. White had that terrible ass Christmas sweater on that one time. I don't know what was going on with him, but hey. But we gonna start off with this BAM video. But yeah, my plan was to watch some of these there's 3 videos I want to watch specifically on my old videos, and I'm just gonna react to them and see how I feel about what I have to say. Well, alright. So this is the growth of the 25th BAM Juvio Grace. I think this is one of the first Tower Grab videos I made. I think like the 3rd one ever, maybe something like that. So this is like 2.5, 3 years ago. I just want to see how this aged. Let's see how my current thoughts contrast with how happy I was making this video. how many years ago? So,
greetings, salutations.
Oh, I see it.
Friends, Mule Love, #1 stand here. Chicken Love Club.
Mule Love #1. Why did I say that? I'm already upset. Why did I say that? Ew. Now I am, but there was just no reason for all that. Anyways.
Baby.
You can turn it up. It's kind of low for me.
Yeah, I can turn it up. Actually, and in the chat, let me know what the volume is. All I hear Persona 5 in the background too. Back when I had hope for Persona 5. That's crazy. All right.
Persona.
Greetings, salutations.
Yeah.
Hello, friends.
I ain't
Mule
play one of
Love,
those games, so I can't.
#1 stand here. Chicken Love Club, baby. With a Tower God video. Now, when it comes to main characters, in the various narratives that I consume, I honestly tend to
Why is it
not
being so
like
loud?
the protagonist. I don't really know why.
I don't know. I can hear you now, though.
I'm usually indifferent about the MC. I'm okay with them, but usually I don't like them. But every once in a while, you know, you got a lead character that I mess with heavily, like the one and only 25th BAM.
Wow.
Yeah, you lied.
There's no way I said that shit, fam. There's no fucking way. I was a different man back then. I was a different place. Nigga.
No, I probably wasn't gonna lie back then. When
No,
you made it.
I know, but I know I meant it when I said it. But then I think this has to be before the last station. It has to be. There's just no way.
3 years ago? Yeah, it might be. Or like during maybe.
Oh shoot! All right, let's keep going. My fault.
BAM, aka Young Juviole Grace. I didn't think much of him initially, which I think is intentional by SIU.
You can tell I'm still uncomfortable speaking.
Boy
You can tell.
chasing the only person he ever knew up the tower. But he grows on me, and I just want to talk about the growth of BAM, the philosophy of his character, and how a lot of his motivations and moments of growth come from his understanding of loneliness.
Oh shit! This old ass opening. Running through the 6 to 8, no, already know. Running through the 6 to 8, no. Yeah, running through the 6 to 8. Mule Love, the GOAT.
I think when discussing the journey of
Look at this
BAM,
upbeat music
it's
from
important
fucking
to note
Valhalla.
that
How
prior
happy I
to
am.
entering the tower,
I'm so happy
the
here.
only contact he's ever had with another being was Rachel. Before this, he was utterly and truly alone, and before that, he was dead!
Why did I do that? What was the reason?
When was this? When was he?
So this has to be. So this is during the hidden floor. It has to be on the hidden floor. So I'm a peak Tower God feel because remember after 305 when that nigga came through and he choked him out, we was tweaking.
Yeah.
It has to be around this part. This is when we were super high on Tower God right now. So yeah.
Yeah, the legendary fucking stretch, the best stretch we had at least as a
Collective.
community, collective, us together was no better.
Wow.
But yeah, he follows her into the tower because he does not want to be alone.
Look at me. Back when you said edit stuff.
This is how naive
I
he is,
talking.
knowing next to nothing about
I feel you, that's a lot of work.
and not even understanding why folks even want to climb it. Telling me Rek Maizono one time.
Maizono? Who's that?
Stuff, but you know, if you
Zeno, nigga.
friends, I'm gonna protect them, right? Now, why is that important? This sets Bam apart from his friends and comrades in the sense that everyone has a goal in the tower and a reason to climb it, a reason for being a regular. Bam does not care about what's at the top, so he's alone amongst his own people. It's a very alienating feeling to have a completely different outlook on something all the people around you share amongst themselves. Bam is even good at pointing out other people's loneliness.
What effect is
people
this?
who are experiencing the same
going on my
thing
screen?
in the dark cave.
Why just square it up?
Like with
What function is this?
being on a regular.
Hey, you didn't lie though.
Slowly, we start to see the growth of Bam from a combat perspective.
I went back to the podcast. I felt the excitement, especially from Simi. Yeah, Simi was different back then too, for sure.
Scene. Oh Lord.
Yeah, he just hate everything
Rachel
now.
pushing Bam to his supposed death. And I honestly believe that after this moment is where Bam development is the most interesting. Because everything he learned, everything he knew prior to coming into the tower, Rachel is the one that taught him that stuff. And most importantly, it was Rachel who taught Bam about ethics. And his moral compass came from what he learned from Rachel, and she was the one that stabbed him in the back.
This is so crazy. First of all, I never have beat background music that loud. It's way louder, way lower. I have it really low. I have it that loud. Second, I can tell how uncomfortable I still am speaking. I don't remember if I scripted this. Because there was when I first started doing YouTube, I first started scripting it, but I found that I read pretty monotonously. I can't read with enthusiasm to that degree, so I started just going off the top. But that's crazy. You was going for that abstract view? I don't even know what I was going for. I was just I still know what I'm doing. I'm peeping in the book. So
I mean, you were trying to sound upbeat without sounding like cringy. I think you were trying to be into it without doing too much. And I can respect that. You were trying to give the lay of the land.
This is before they knew I was black. You know, I tried to I tried to disarm them with, "Hey, how are you? Yeah, I was a big Tower of God fan. All right, I'm just happy to be here." I tried to disarm them with that. Tried to hit him with that.
Yeah.
He betrayed him.
We all did.
Confusing him to its very core. Now, enter Ju Violet Grace, F.U.G Slayer candidate, the new identity of our titular character. Notice his long hair and how it's similar to how it was in the cave, symbolic of his loneliness.
Oh shit! Okay, look at me. All right, connect. All right, look at me.
This off the bat
Connected shit
sets the tone. Like, this is not the same Bam we once knew. And for anybody who was reading Tower of God and did not immediately know that was Bam, please do better. Do better. He is alone again. But oddly enough,
that was an odd cut.
He's trying to stay that way. He's very distant, aloof, he's pretty damn silent and quick to use violence. He's pretty damn cold and calculated. But the interesting thing about all of that is that when it's revealed why he's even doing this, because the whole time he's Violet, there are all these glimpses of Bam being in there somewhere. Like,
ooh, that's a weird cut too.
You know, he's going to go save Hor-Yang. Like, he's staring at the sea, kind of mesmerized by its beauty. Like, even some people who are in the group are like, yo, I know he's supposed to be a Slayer candidate, but like I don't get this like bad feeling from him, even though he kind of got Yura. Like Yura's like, watch him, gotta watch him. He's evil. He's up to something. But yeah. Back on topic.
I think it's what's scripted. I think I went off scripted there. I think I could tell now. You can always tell when I'm just speaking off my head because like it just comes out way more natural. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen the layers, nigga. You sounded so happy. What made you a CBL now? I ain't a CBL now. I'm capping. This is all cap. I'm tired of him. I'm literally tired of him. I just don't want to see him.
Why he's even doing this? So Mule Love asks him why he's climbing the tower, to which he responds,
My goat.
He's looking for someone. Mule Love then asks, you love the goat, by the way. Mule Love then asks to get revenge, to which Bam says basically,
what is this? A rainbow. Why did I do that?
Listen, bro, you were just playing with the colors.
That's how you know I was just trying shit in my edit. Overlays, I'm like, bro, how do I do that? That's so funny.
You just try it, yeah.
Nigga will have to wait a year to make another nigga to say you want to play another game.
See when I meet them. But we learned that Yu-Hang-Soo actually blackmailed Bam into
Who's that?
becoming a Slayer candidate for
It'd be like that.
by
Why did I say it the other way
kill
around?
all his friends should he refuse. The Bam we know is definitely in there, and he's literally doing this to protect his friends.
I gotta bring back the happiness.
That whole dynamic is intriguing.
I'm so jaded.
It's a layered situation. Where he's acting in a way he doesn't.
I've seen too much. I've been through so much.
Protect what he loves.
I think I'm gonna upload to YouTube later. Honestly, I think I will enjoy this.
For the first time, Aguero, AA, he's like, oh, like your act is terrible. Like if you're trying to sound like a evil villain or whatever they're trying to do, like do better. Like I can see through that act. Now, after meeting Aguero on Rack again for the first time in 7 years, the old Bam returns. He cuts his hair again, symbolizing a little bit of freedom, kind of the grasp.
Damn, like every picture I have of this nigga.
Disregarding this,
all these bad pics.
Yeah, you
blog posts.
No wonder you don't use no more edits. You empty the clip in this video right here. Jesus Christ.
But this probably took me like an entire 2 days to do because back then I wasn't efficient. I was slow.
It's becoming an issue because he's starting to act like Rachel, jeopardizing his people.
Fire Emblem in the background? Yes, sir.
And a good example of this for me is how selfishly he pursued Rachel on the way to the Hell Train versus Yura, where he's constantly wagering hell.
You remember when we saw Rachel in the story, technically?
Yep. And we were going crazy.
To get his answers. He lost his damn
I don't even remember
mind
last time
when Rachel wouldn't.
Last time we saw her was when she got the one up a Bam and left, isn't it?
And it's not his best moment, but
Some
it's
shit
very
like that,
powerful, and it made a lot of sense to me. That build-up was coming, and we know Rachel's a bitch, especially since after his fucking temper tantrum, whoever you lectures him, Bam starts to question himself, like,
yeah, you ain't getting monetized, nigga.
Different from Rachel?
No money
was
for you.
he really?
This is one of my best videos. This is like 42K.
Now on the Hell floor where Bam tells Rachel that
I'm gonna do a follow-up, certified Bam lover, for real.
It's probably a favorite moment of mine because he's finally realized
you just need
that
to start doing
trash.
character
Now,
analysis for everything.
I think so. I think that's my specialty, honestly.
Always going to care about her and want her to be alive.
Yeah.
And stuff. But the fact
Honestly,
that he could
that and scene analysis.
We're always looking up that type of
such
stuff.
a huge sign of his growth, mentally and psychologically.
I don't think anybody. I've watched a couple other Tower God character videos. I don't think anybody breaks down the character the way that I do. I think I'm way better than anybody who's tried to do it.
Again, I was proud of him when he.
Yeah, I think you should do that for Kubera too, honestly.
Yeah, but I want to reread it one more time before I do it because Asha and Brooks are going first. Asha and Brooks are going first.
Yeah, but those videos, they always do numbers too. Like people love looking up like, oh, do I think I understand this character? Like I think I do, and does somebody else like agree with how I think, or does somebody else put it in better words than I do? You were always looking that type of shit up.
With Shinsu, we can read Shinsu while he can copy techniques after just seeing it once, experiencing the technique on his body once. You're seeing that he's a monster. He is in every shape or form an irregular.
What is this music?
He is.
It's Fire Emblem. That's Fire.
Oh,
Awakening.
Okay.
It's like a very good
that shit threw me the fuck up.
As well, because this is when he starts to kind of question himself and start to accept himself and start to fight for himself and want to do things for himself. And
You know what I should do? I should play a clip at the beginning of all the happiest things I said in this video about Bam. And just like hard cut to me being like face palming, like I don't know what happened. After we talk about how I currently feel about already, the video's already in my brain. I'll make it. I'll make it tomorrow.
that's when he accepts the sworn enemy, all of the various powers within him, the thorn, the red,
All right, Nora.
so how do you pronounce that? Even the sworn enemy inside of him, and then he starts to develop the 25th Night style attacks.
Man, we were tweaking against this fight with him versus Dana Jihad. We were going crazy,
this
bro.
Is me, and he's accepting that.
Yeah.
And now I am so interested to see where he's going to go from that moment. And this is why when anyone tries to come up Bam crooked, remember that article I was talking about? They said Bam is a typical shonen jump main protagonist.
Wow, I just struggled like fuck there. Why'd I cut that
You don't
out?
understand the complexities and layers to this man.
Struggled to be the antagonist.
Well, that being said, I don't want to carry on too long.
Yo, y'all, listen to this guy. This guy's a moron.
I was gonna end up being. Bam is a really
But he
good
was happy.
character. His growth and journey is amazing. The fact that a lot of his stuff stems from the loneliness he felt in that cave, to me, is just like symbolic of, you know, you can never forget your roots. That's where you come from. That's where it all started. You know, from the bottom in that cave. Let's see where he ends up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be out, and have yourselves a fantastic day. Fuck Rachel. You're.
All right, you know what? Hemmings Incorporated is under new management. I'm taking over all video ideas. I got it, or at least all the nostalgia into new form. I'm taking over all creative ideas.
That's funny. All right, let's talk about that for a second. Oh shoot! How do I take this off?
What's going on,
If y'all
everybody?
want
Salutations, greetings,
Hemmings
all
to
that good
continue
stuff.
making videos, like y'all got to talk to me now. All y'all ideas that y'all wanna, they'll be like, Hemmings, make an idea about this. Nah, y'all gotta come to me now. You got
Shit,
to
bro,
filter it through me.
Talk to my manager.
Yeah, cause I'm finna take the channel to the new heights, nigga. Like y'all don't have the goods. I got it. Y'all asked him to make this video about Bam. Look at him. You see this nigga? What y'all did? Now we're cooked.
Oh shit, that's super funny because, like, I could tell exactly what mind space I was in back then too. Like you said, this is definitely like Hidden Floor time, Data Jihad time, probably a little before, right around the time before the last station. 3 orders, like the 3 order stretch, we was going so crazy when Jihad dropped those 3 orders. So I was, and people don't know this, but like, some people don't know this. Tower of God was legitimately one of my favorite things in general. The reason why it hurt so much is because I liked it so much for so long. I'm not even a new fan.
Yeah.
I've been reading this shit for a decade, right? Sometimes I'm a new fan. I've been talking about it on like YouTube for I guess 3 years now, but I've been reading this shit since 2010. So it hurts, man, because I was mad at One Piece for a real long time. During Dressrosa, I was not having fun.
Yeah, stretches. It stretches for sure.
Yeah, I was not having fun, bro. So yeah, this nigga's right now.
Even the beginning of Wano, you weren't having fun. You were like, what the fuck, man? Like, man, Oda gonna do stuff? Nah, man.
So what can SIU do to make you the person in that video? That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, I don't know if you could do anything at this point. It is what it is now, you know. Honestly, let me think. What is this? I need better internal consistency. That's a big thing. I need.
See, I just finished. Oh my bad. I just finished reading DBZ, and like that's what like literally like Tower of God like, or at least like the not necessarily like the story, because like I don't even want to put that out there, but like how people consume DBZ, that's how people consume Tower of God now. Yeah. I feel it's the exact same thing.
It's kind of just like we just take the hype. We kind of don't question too much anything of the sort, anything like that. It's just like, and I don't know. I hear. I know what you mean. It's hard for me to put into words. I get what you mean though, but
Yeah, because the stories are not the same. So like, I'm not even gonna throw that out there. But the viewership, how people absorb the stories at this point is exactly the same. Like you look at it and you're just like, yeah, there's some lows and there's some shit that don't make like 100% sense, or there's some shit that could be written better. But fuck all that, man. We got hype moments. We got like new forms, new energy blasts, new techniques, and that's like all that matters. And it's just like, you know what? Fair enough, nigga. Like that's where I'm at. Like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. If that's what moves you, what can I say, right? I can't say anything about that. But I would argue that Tower of God was never really something we didn't come there for that necessarily. It was more so like obviously lore and world building, but the nuance of this series, like there was just so many moving parts. We had so much hopes and aspirations for certain things to play through. And but let me ask you a question. One of the big, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a really big issue with Bam. I don't enjoy watching him do shit. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. I don't think he earns anything. It's not. For me, it's hard. And SIU is one of the type of writers who put so much focal point on his MC. And there's nothing wrong with that. The titular character is going to have the most amount of focus. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a viewer, for someone who doesn't enjoy seeing him, and all you pretty much do is subject me to seeing him, it's very hard. I'll give you kind of an example. Back when I used to like Naruto and I didn't think it was a piece of shit, right? I was a fan of characters like Neji, Orochimaru, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true. I used to like Sasuke at one point, but I spent most of the series not liking Sasuke. I never liked Naruto, right? What do you think is gonna happen to me if now you just force me to just focus on these two niggas? Because there came a point where everybody became less important so that Sasuke and Naruto can shine, and that's what I have to see. That's what I'm being subjected to. Any character that I care about deeply is unimportant. To the point where seeing Mew left here, I guess good at fuck. That's why I went so crazy, because I even was like, bro, he's not important. You'll never see him again. And he came. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Now, is he going to do anything? Probably not. But the fact that I saw him was just crazy. I want to knack. Where the fuck is Ran? I'm not even moved by this arc. I don't care about saving Hajin's song. I don't give a damn. Because F.U.G doesn't give a damn. They didn't care. Why should I care? Just like I feel about Jack. If the people in his own crew don't give a fuck about him, King and Queen are calling him mid, like, why should I care? So, next chapter of Tower Ball Z. Will Bam run the fade with a white defeat black? That nigga, the master, still has no arms. How was he still being head of that machine? Find out in Tower Ball Z. If I see a little bloodlust in the Lord flows as opposed to him just being straight laced 24/7, the way we'd feel the pressure of him trying to stay pure, I agree that. Bam, not a problem, but Hats is not in the story enough for him to be a problem. I agree with you that it's like, oh, that sword shit was lame. I'm totally with you on that. But like, I'm like the only person who'd be screaming about Hats. Who the fuck cares about that nigga except me, pretty much. No one's looking out for him. No one gives a damn about that nigga. Nigga, I talk about Lore. Nobody cares about him. He's not gonna do shit. Anak's story hasn't moved an inch. Jesus Christ, don't even start me with Anak. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. My bloodlust to a bunch of nobodies who got stuffed out in this. I don't know, dude. But yeah, that's a funny contrast because like my energy, my attitude, shit, my editing style, the way I'm speaking is also so different. That's so wild to me. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I need other characters to be important. I did say this, so I'm going to let it go in this instance. I still don't like it though. I do think that what the regulars were doing in the game to be able to remove all those cages, that's pretty significant to me. Because I don't think Yambo and Doom would have been able to get there on time if they didn't play the stupid game with the crab. But is that game itself moving me? His fucking lesson on the stock market and fucking capitalism? No, I'm not. This is not moving me. Okay, I don't care. It's very hard for me to care that if Krillin is fighting a Cyberman when Goku's fighting Nappa, it's just to see the characters actually be meaningful in a combat in a sense like that. Like, I never thought the gap would be like this at some point. And also, just to say this, I don't think that just because I expected something and my expectations didn't happen, that is a bad thing. I'm not doing that. Like, if I think, Bam should use a sword, he doesn't use a sword, I'm not like, well, it sucks because he didn't. I thought he should. I'm not doing that. But if you ask any fucking person if they thought Tower of God would be where it is currently right now, I surmise no one would say yes. Let's see now. I feel the issue with Bam could be changed if we just got more bits and pieces of other irregulars, because despite knowing Bam is one, our ability to compare him to them and all they've truly done is non-existent. So now Bam just seems like a wild golden child that has no real obstacles and all this focus when other things matter too. I can agree with that. SIU needs to do what Kurigam does and stop listening to them fans and editors and write the story the way he wants to write. I don't know what's going to happen. Friendship ended with Bam. Now Rachel's my new best friend. Hey, let's get it. And he's proud of his family's swordsmanship. Specifically, you don't see a girl like that. Let me stop neglecting. He said, let me stop neglecting my job, man. No, man, fuck work. No, I'm kidding. Nigga, Hats said he gets you potential in some rest of the arc. Man, all I ever really wanted for him was to be able to defeat a direct descendant from the RAA family. Honestly, that's like the biggest thing I wanted for him.
Honestly, I guess another thing too when it comes to Tower is that like it'd be cool if like the characters that we saw had like goals and then like they completed their goals and then we don't see them no more. But it's just like I thought people had goals and like I don't know, like are they ever gonna complete them or like what are we doing? They've been so absentee from the story, and the colorful cast is what makes you enjoy Tower of God, and that's kind of lacking on a lot of levels right now because they don't matter. So many people don't matter at all, and I don't know. Yeah, I guess you just have to really like the people in the story current format to like really care about all the stuff that's going on, because like the only people that matter kind of right now is like, because even Evek and Hell and Yuha Sung and stuff like that, like what they're doing doesn't matter. Like I don't know. Like,
well, I think they're trying to stop the fan from coming, so I guess it matters, but it doesn't feel like for something so important, the focus is not there. So it's kind of easy to feel like not something that's a priority. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, stopping a portal for the family has to possibly come through. That should be the most important thing everyone's fucking mind is concerned about. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he's bound. Like, cause I'll say this: I've come to a point, Tower of God, where I used to get really upset week to week basis. And I was just angry all the time. Angry at people who couldn't see what I was seeing. I was angry at the series. I was angry at a whole lot of stuff. I don't really overreact to anything that happens anymore. I'm just like, oh, that happened. Well, I'll just wait for the next week and see how it plays out. But he's going back and forth between perspectives. But it's just like I don't know. Like I like Bam and White. Like that stuff cool. That's what I was gonna touch on earlier. I was gonna say that like I think he's kind of using the Bam inner conflict too much. I'd say it's happening too much at this point. Because when it was happening, all of it felt meaningful when it happened. And now it's just like it's happening to him all the time. Like White's like, oh, I want him to be corrupt, and then now Bam's like Bam's killed people before, I'm pretty sure, or like had pretty close. Like when he was Viola, like he had to. I'm pretty sure he killed somebody, killed a couple people.
No, he killed them dogs, man. He's killing them fucking combat dogs. He was like,
yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's just kind of like he's angry, and I understand. SIU's trying to establish that like he's angry. His friends died, and this is gonna unleash his power, and this, that, and the other. But I don't know, man. He was angry at Caliban too when he thought his master died, and he was angry, quote unquote, at Rachel too when he thought she killed Aguero. And I don't know. It just happens too often for me that I don't like it. But that's just my own personal gripe at this point. If you don't care about that, fair enough.
My problem is that the conflict itself doesn't really change in him. Like his internal struggle has been the same thing from the get go, and like he'll like have the struggle and come to some conclusion, and then it'll just happen in the next arc. I'm like, didn't we already do this? So that's kind of like my thing, I guess. But how would I feel if the camera followed Yuri for a while? That would be great. It's not gonna happen though. He's not taking the focus Bam for long. He's not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen. So it is what it is. But I would love. I think like Yuri's one of my favorite characters, and Yuri I think is one of the coolest characters. I would love to see what she's doing, going to meet her father, Jahan, and everything. What's going on with the family? How are they feeling about the conflict? You know, like that was awesome and amazing. But I will just say this, speaking personally, I'm a Winston, right? I am somebody who is talented in certain aspects of life where things come to me easily. Sports, for example. Like I excel at any sport I want to try at without having to try very hard. But there's certain things that I put a lot of work into to get good at it. I like watching my characters earn things, earn victories, amass strength, power, whatever the case is, through blood, sweat, and tears, trials and tribulations. I'm not really a power fantasy guy where character A is just fucking strong because he's fucking strong and he's fucking strong for fucking strong's sake. I don't like that. That's boring. It doesn't move me. It doesn't mean there hasn't been instances with overpowered characters like that where it works. And I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I'm having a good time. But that's usually an exception, not the rule. Where I just happen to like Caddis Estrama de Raziel from like Noblesse. I like his demeanor. I just like how I like him. So that's different. With Bam,
Right.
With Bam, the problem that I have is no matter what he does, I'm like, this doesn't feel like he did anything to earn this. Like it just some cutlery, shield came out, blah blah blah. And I do agree with Miles that maybe if we saw a bit more of another irregular how they hacks their way up the tower, as people like to say, we'd have a frame of reference to see how he's similar and how he's different, but we don't have that. So he just seems like this absolutely unstoppable fucking little kid who just does what he needs to do and the thing about it too is this is something that bothered me a lot, where Caliban was the first person to call him weak. And like, Caliban is one of the strongest people in the tower. Like, I want you to think about like maybe pre-time skip Luffy, the first person to call him weak is fucking like a Kaido. Like, oh, you're weak. Like, of course, nigga, like you're Kaido. Like, bro, like, what are we doing? Like, no one else had some type of in-tower exception to like match him. Like, he's not gonna fight any regular on his level at no point. Like, that's whack to me. That's just he can't like I'm telling you right here, right now, he's beating White. He's not losing. He's gonna win. He's not losing.
Just to piggyback off Nai's point, here's the thing, right? And we've been having us specifically, the people who get on Nai's podcast and the video specifically. I'll speak for all of us. We know Bam is strong, and right because I feel like a lot of people are just like, you guys are complaining for no reason because Bam isn't a regular, and this was always like gonna be the motion, like. And to that, I argue, yes, you're correct. This was always going to happen. Mm-hmm. But the problem with how this story is the execution of those things. You can do these things, like, and you already know, like, nobody is confused with the prospect of the main character winning. Like, not like we've never seen that before. We got stories of Superman. We got stories of Goku. We got stories of plenty of, like, people that are like ultra talented MCs that seem to be like the only person to do this. But like, even in those aspects, even some of them, their stuff feels more earned. Tower God has a problem where a lot of things happening and none of you can explain, none of you, and only SIU himself can explain the functions of how these powers work and how these abilities work. Like, for example, I'll give you a question. I'll give you a example. So we know Bam has the thorns, and we know the thorns came from Enryu, and we know they have tons of ability. But anytime Bam uses anything, there's no drawback, there's no pushback, there's no understanding of the application of how it works. We don't understand how much he can get out of it, how much power he can use when he runs out. We don't understand any of that. He just uses things as they come, and SIU has basically given himself the hold to just like, man, like he's free to do this as a writer because, like I said, it's not the first time I do it, but I don't like it when anybody does it, so it's not just him. Mm-hmm. But like when you have a writer that basically gives themselves like unlimited freedom with whatever powers they have, that's cool. But it kind of sucks when you're a fan and you're just like, because y'all love the power scale and shit like that. Y'all love to do that. But how can you power scale a series where you don't really understand where things start and where things end? I don't understand how anybody power starts and ends, to be honest. So there's no point of me being like, oh, he can't win this fight, he can't lose. Like people at first would get angry because they would be like, oh, y'all act like Bam can't beat anybody, he's in a regular. And then we got to a point in the series where we're just like, Bam's gonna win, and then people were mad at us. We'll be like, oh, what are y'all saying? Like Bam's not just gonna be. I'm just like, well, you make up your mind. Like he's in a regular, right? Like he's in a regular. He's always gonna win. He's always gonna have it out. And then people would look at us like we're crazy now because we're just like, they're just like, oh, like White can beat him, and now it's like we're getting like what Nye likes to call fake tension. And people are just like, oh, like look at him, like look at Bam happening now. But it's just like, yeah, that's happening. But did you really ever believe that Bam was gonna lose?
Like White is in danger, in my opinion.
And White's doing a great job. I've liked all the stuff that White's been doing, but it's just like at the same time you're looking at this and nobody.
Many ass Ratchet have been honestly a treat.
Yeah, but none of you actually believe that Bam's gonna lose this fight, right? Like not a single one of you, right? Like not even pretend wise. None of you ever thought he was gonna lose.
Like even if you're a super White stan, like White is your favorite character, like I hope you understand what's happening here. Like I don't think they're registering it. They're still holding on to logic, or what would be perceived logic, and they're the ones always telling me you can't use that with Bam. So they get mad at me when I go like, yeah, I expected him to beat Caliban. I'm not gonna hold you. I expected him to win, but hold on. I feel Bam seeing all the dead bodies in the beginning of the war was a good start for him, but it seems like that doesn't really matter. TOG is just soul leveling with better weapons. We need an extended leave from Bam to breathe some new life into the story. I 100% agree with that. The niggas would be in the side of you're talking to somebody. CBL gang, we hear what's up. I feel like overpowered characters need to have interesting personalities. I actually agree with that to some degree. I don't want to act like I have a video about this. A character being just kind of quote unquote broken and overpowered is inherently a good or bad thing. Satoru Gojo from JJK is an extremely great example of how you handle a broken character. I think the way that is his name Gege, whatever, Aku something, the way that they handle him, I think is brilliant. I think that's how you handle an overpowered character. I think he does a really good job with that with him, because one thing I always appreciate is no matter how powerful other antagonistic forces are, they always have to account for where's Gojo, what is he doing, is he in Japan, can we somehow do this without noticing? Like they have to constantly work around that nigga, and to the point that when he's gone, it creates the biggest power vacuum you could ever see. But Gojo also himself understands that he can't just come do everything for everyone because they'll be too reliant on him, which is why he's trying to raise that next generation. I could go into it more, but like that's how you handle a character that's extremely powerful. That's a way to do it. So it can be done. So it's not to say it doesn't work. And like Boya is my favorite main character in any fucking manga I've ever read. Boya is one of the strongest people, pretty much off rip. But the struggles and trials and tribulations that he comes with him can always be solved by just being stronger. That's why I like Superman so much, because even though he's so strong, the problems and issues that he has is not really tied to his strength. It's tied to other things. Humanity, humility, home versus nurturing, things like that. That's how you do it. Like Bam to me just comes in, he does what he wants, he's not very interesting, and he just wins and we move on. And then I don't know, so who hopped in? I heard something.
I see y'all. I see Cap going on the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. How you doing, brother?
I'm alright. Just got home before I head out again. I turned my phone for a little bit though.
Yo, shaking ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me see something. Bam. Okay, so Bam is like Luffy. He can beat ass just like everybody. I don't think Bam and Luffy are similar. I actually have a video on that, kind of. I don't think they're similar. There's overlap. they're not similar. Bam interest comes from his lore before the tower, mostly his parents and the god that brought him back. So basically, he's an empty shell type character who lets the world affect him as he changes. There's truth to that because in a lot of ways, this is a bit of an isekai story where he got displaced from where he was into somewhere completely different, and we have to learn as he learns. So I could see why you're saying that, but that's not gonna fly over here, man. White has decided to go against SIU's writing. He isn't gonna make it. This is how you know what Bam. I think I finally understand who Bam reminds me of. It's fucking Batman. It's Batman.
What?
Because Batman wins fights just because he's Batman. Not because it actually made any real sense. You just talking to you about some prep time or smile at the camera and a pan away in the episode ends. Like, no, how did you do that shit? How did you do it? How did it work? Why? How did you get flung into the sun and now you back at your house like an hour later? How did you get there? He's gonna smile at the camera. No, nigga, explain. You're supposed to be human. Maybe that's why. Because I don't even like Batman. But anyways, what are you gonna say? East before I keep reading.
I was trying to figure out how far we talking into TOG.
To the last chapter on Line 1 Tunes.
Let me see what that is so I can properly talk.
Season 2, he'll train, dollar show, winded, come on hidden floor, he just popping shit like a monster fact. We need to know the ranking of Prime White, right? Y'all not reading? I'm saying. Forget Bam dying. They even made it so that the people around him can't die. That couldn't Phoenix down made me lose any fear for his friends dying. That's not even a bad point, Siamese. White is my favorite Slayer. I just need more of him. For him to do all this to get close to his prime to salute to Bam is wild to me. Isn't it also hinted that he lost his sister to his sister that's ranked 36? There's this one I struggle with because I recall like there's like 3 different translations in my brain. One basically says he was stopped by multiple Jihad princesses. One makes it seem that he was stopped by number 36, the one in his family, and I can't remember the other one. Maybe it's just 2.
I think the other one made it seem like it was multiple, but she was the key component.
Okay,
that had stopped him. That's the one I remember.
Yeah, because I tell you guys, like throughout the course of Tower War God, a lot of has changed. Like originally, the language they spoke was called Mexes. It's currently called Maxethian. They used to spell Kun, Koon. There was Zahard, not Jihad. It was Endor, Cendorsi, I think, instead of An. Like a lot of stuff changed. A lot of stuff was tweaked over time. So if you're a new reader, you probably wouldn't have known all that. Even when Baylord was coming, remember they called him like, what did they call him? Baylode, Yama?
Yeah, Baylode. Big load.
I want to see White challenge his dad on some unhinged demon shit. I hope so. I want to see that so bad. Like contingencies for contingencies because Batman. Bam just win because he's Bam is hardcore. Ezra vibes. That's another one. Ezra will just win shit. But yeah, okay, let's watch the second video. It's like 6 minutes.
Okay.
This one's called "Don't Underestimate the Tower." Let's see why I'm fucking wrong. Moment of silence for the Bay Road. Oh yeah, Bay Road. Yeah. Window capture. Then we'll keep talking. I'm pretty sure this is a video I'm thinking of, and it will tie into what we're talking about to some degree.
Got you. I'm just trying to make sure you're able to get your shit off. I don't want to cut in too much.
Yeah. Share screen with y'all so y'all can hear. I hope my computer don't blow up.
You did pretty good last time.
Hey man, it's hanging in there right now. It's doing its thing. You feel me? Okay, so I believe I made this video because I thought people were overestimating. So I'm kind of gonna overestimating Bam or underplaying other people in the tower. So let's see why I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm kind of gonna address this one last time, and then I'm gonna leave it at that. Let the story basically. I'm already crying. This had to be around the time we were fighting Bam fans for me to say that. This had to be when it started the last station or something. But alright, sorry. Tell us and show us what will not happen. But I do want to say this for a lot of people out there, because I feel like since Data, Jihad, and Bam's fight, which we can actually debate that Bam didn't even win, that Jihad could have kept going despite him missing an arm. I don't know. Y'all been acting kind of goofy with his power scaling and whatnot, and
thinking Bam. I'm seeing Bam could beat Wreck because he scratched to Wreck. Obviously, you know about the Bam and Yuri stuff. It's just I don't know what's going on, and I don't want people to misunderstand because I think Bam's a monster. His latent potential is incredible, but we need to calm down a little bit because I like Bam. I relate to it. He's one of my favorite characters in the series. One of my favorite protagonists ever.
Wow. One of my favorite protagonists ever? Who is this? Who's speaking? That's not, bro. Who's talking? Who is talking to me, bro? Who is this man? What happened to me? But the truth is, I did used to like Bam a lot. That's not untrue. And I tend to not like main characters in anything that I'm playing, reading, or watching. But ever, that was probably a bit of an exaggeration there, though.
Just a little bit.
So
bro.
some people are like, you're kind of downplaying him. I'm like, I'm not downplaying him. I think you guys are overrating him, and I think you guys are underestimating the tower. So let's talk about it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is back when I didn't fucking lower the volume of my intro. This is so loud. Oh my god.
So here's what I mean when I say I feel like a lot of people are underestimating the tower. It is not some, walk in the park to climb 134 floors to the Jihad Empire. Rankers are being disrespected.
Look at that
by
picture
the
I
community.
use. Hatsu and Quant.
I
Who
don't
the
know
fuck else you need Hatsu like me?
Fundamentally,
Find him.
we understand that Tower of God is a story where
I
the
love that
regulars
little
take
nigga, man.
various tests
And Laureate.
do various games on each floor
Facts.
in order to advance to the next one. And I'm thinking to myself, at this point, if they're already stronger than the people who are basically instructing them or giving them tests, what is the point? What's the point? If these guys, if Bam is already this powerful and whatnot, I don't feel like any test should really phase him. Now, that being said, Tower of God is not a meathead story or narrative, so some of these tests are pretty much purely cerebral. Look at Hansung Yu's test, right? You have to choose a door in 5 minutes and you fail if you don't. That was it. There was no powers you could use. There was no, I'll blast the doors. None of that could help you. So I'm not going to say he would breeze through every test because we don't know how some of them might test you mentally or some might just be luck. So in addition to that, I feel like for Haigh-Rankers, for the most part, the
Dustin
community
was
seems to be
right.
like, we're not going to underestimate him, but I don't know. The Urek stuff, I don't even know what to say to that. He's the strongest active member in the tower who climbed it even faster than Jihad in only 50 years. I'm not trying to hear that. But he scratched him. Listen, go bathe. Go outside.
Go bathe. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why did I say that? I said go bathe.
Stop talking to me. I don't want to hear this shit no more. You're tripping. Bad. But in addition to just the rankers, I actually think we're underestimating some of the other regulars. The CB and A rank regulars. I do believe that there's going to be tons of regulars that can still pose a threat to a lot of our team members.
Yikes.
Including Bam.
We were wrong.
Yikes. I was wrong.
In the
I
B
just,
and A rank.
that's just wrong. Like, no, they can't.
Higher up the floor, have a bit more experience and whatnot.
I'm going for my
And the
faith.
reason why I say that is because, again, I feel like fundamentally the stories are already broken if he can just go and wash and none of these guys can touch him. Because it's like, well, who's there to oppose his Bam's team and such? If, okay, he's already stronger than all these regulars, he's out here washing the rankers at this point. I don't believe that makes much sense. And you have to remember, there's tons of Jihad princesses that are climbing the tower, and we know that their aptitude
Why do we
and
always
their
still bring
abilities
that up, man?
are phenomenal. I can almost look back at
We always
Dorsey
talking about
and
these
the
blonde
sword.
princesses. These hoes are basically Atlantis now. We're never seeing them.
Exactly. I don't know last time we seen a new one.
That's so funny because we do be talking about that. When we talk about this princess war, bro, I don't know if any of that's real.
The Princess War arc that's
AKA.
never coming, nigga.
like I don't know what's going on.
The hidden floor, data floor, where everyone there is learning tension and Shinsu quality, and Dorsey learned it in less than 2 days. And as talented as Bam is and was, it took him longer to learn it. So we're not gonna just be like, oh, because he's in the regular, he's the best or whatever.
Our bad. We thought that
SIU
mattered.
himself said
bad. I was wrong.
right here
Sorry.
that a lot of people are getting the wrong
Get
idea
him.
from Bam. And he says here, there's something that many readers misunderstand. Bam's talent is definitely amazing, but it's not matchless.
Black when I believed the blog post. Remember those days when we thought it wasn't we believed in the blog
That's
post?
a long. How old is this video?
No, this is old. These are old. I'm watching old videos that I made. This is like
No, I know that.
this
I
has
know
to be
that.
at least 2 years ago because I think this is around the station for sure.
Yeah, because I'm like, we didn't believe the blog post in a good minute. So I'm like, how old is this video exactly?
I don't know. You could also tell because I'm actually going on. I'm trying to edit my ass off too. That's how you know I don't do that no more.
Wait. Let's read this. There's something that many readers misunderstand. Bam's talent is definitely amazing, but it's not matchless. He has weaknesses as well. F.U.G didn't capture Bam because of his talent, but rather due to his irregular title. That means that they chose to side with the slightest possibility. You see, I used to think, and that was always my problem with Tower God. I used to think this right here, I thought this mattered.
So did I.
And that's why I always hanged on to hope that Bam wasn't bottomless. I always thought that, like, that's why I said the things that I said, because I'm like, oh, the writer said it himself. The writer said that Bam is not the most amazing talent ever.
Yeah, not matchless. And then I have moments here that kind of highlight that. Like, yeah, his growth rate was incredible and things of that nature, but right here we just saw, like, remember, she learned her Shinsu quality so quickly, and you're like, what's taking them so long? And that was an indication that she's actually more talented for the Shinsu aspect than he was.
And he says he has weaknesses.
Yeah.
What are they? Somebody come for
Rachel? Rachel?
Somebody in here.
It's only
Rachel.
Rachel.
Somebody in here right now.
Yeah.
Somebody in here right now. Tell me how you beat Bam in a fight. Oh, but also, bonus points if you can tell me how his powers work.
Good luck.
They work when he need them to work, and how he need them to work. And you beat him by joining him. You can't lose somebody you work with.
And I'm not even doing this I hear you, Easto, you're funny. I'm not even doing this just for the jokes though. That's part of my problem with Tower of God. What is it? How do you beat him? How do I know how these powers work?
You gotta be an
I
access.
don't know how any of this tech. I mean, I might have to go look back. It might be a problem that I haven't read. I mean, I reread it like this year. I think at the beginning of the year. I reread it in a while. So like, maybe somebody who studies this series every day. But tell me how his powers work. His techniques, the thorns, legit. Tell me how it works.
Kidnap his friends and play a game.
What is the difference?
Backstabbing and being sneaky. I definitely don't think backstabbing and being sneaky is going to work because he's the type of character. Like, let's say for some reason you did catch him off guard and landed a fatal wound. You're just going to unlock something.
Yeah. Tell me in this series, what's the difference between physical prowess, stamina, and durability? What's the difference?
Yeah, man.
The only person I've seen in Tower of God get tired as far as attack is literally White, I think. White's the only person I think I've seen
with a finite pool of energy.
yeah, like White.
I've seen Bam breathe hard and stuff, but I always argue that's because he's like physically teaching himself, not because he's like manipulating Shinsu. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've never seen anybody but White be like, you know what? I'm running out of energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my attacks, they're starting to get weaker.
Bam is a Mary Sue. I don't know if I'll go that far, but plot is how you do it. I don't. Fortnite. I hear what you're saying, but I don't do that here. I don't like blanket terms and stuff like that. I like to explain what I mean. You get what I'm saying? I don't like saying like, oh, this is the Dark Souls of platformers. Like, no, I'll explain to you why I think this platformer is challenging. Let's finish the video though real quick.
F.U.G didn't capture Bam because of his talent, but rather due to
hella Persona 5 in the back. Jesus Christ.
So this tells me that he's not. So what he's trying to say here is that yes, Bam is powerful. Yes, he has talent, but he's not some incredible genius that no one can match. And
potentially means he has the gift to be great.
I'm gonna have proof that our regulars can be beaten and passed. Which I'll get.
I just lied to you in this video. Y'all listen to this guy?
The most
Y'all like him?
important thing about
subscribe,
being an
man.
irregular is that the rules of the tower don't really apply to you. Forget everything else. That's the main thing you need to take away from that title. Now, Adori and N have surpassed tons of irregulars being purely jihad princesses. Adori, we don't even know if she's from a 10 great family. She could just be a talented regular, a talented regular who got jihad's blood and became what she is today.
With the power of blood.
And we know it was a daughter
Lineage's
of
blood.
Erasure and Gustang, plus given the power of blood, and she became rank number 7. Stronger than a lot of irregulars.
I want to see Enryu so badly.
So with this arc coming up right now, the last station, I feel that SIU has an opportunity to
Look at all
kind
these
of
Hatsu
calm
picks,
everyone's
bro. I'm
ass
a
down
fan, bro.
And be like, look, relax. They have a ways to go. This story is not even in its like end phase right now. Let's just see how it plays out. So basically, what I'm saying here is, believe what you want to believe, but you probably shouldn't underestimate rankers, and you definitely shouldn't underestimate the other regulars. I understand our team and some of our members are growing at a high rate, but I still think they've got a ways to go. Well, that's what you have to say. Tell me what you guys think about it. You think Bam's ranker level? You think he's beating Yuri and Urek? Let me know in the comment section below.
I'm laughing. He might beat them niggas.
By myself, I'm just by myself. Phantom of the South, sitting in a different realm.
Jeez, look at this outro.
I'm just sitting in my sadness like a cry for help. I'm just by myself.
Incredible. Alright, let's talk about that and how wrong I was.
Outro?
Oh, no. They said the outro. I wish. The outro might be a better conversation, but now like
In any fandom,
I guess the person who underestimated the tower, I guess I overestimated the tower. That's really what I did. I give the tower too much credit. But you know what? This video would have been better to make with the blue holes.
so I'm kind of going to address this
Shut
one
up,
last time.
YouTube. What the fuck you keep saying shit? Shut the fuck up talking to me. God damn it. But yeah, let's talk about that. How do you guys feel about that video though?
I think it was a good video for the time that you made it because it made perfect sense. Your reasoning for saying so made sense.
Mm-hmm.
But as always, we're wrong.
Yeah.
We didn't understand how things work around here.
Sleep peaks. Yeah, I don't know, man. Bam does have to activate everything first, so maybe speed blitz or you guys are grasping for straws. You guys are desperate. Speed blitz him. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Don't kill me. I respect the effort though. I respect the effort. That's funny as hell. I don't read the leaks. No, I don't read the leaks. I want to read the fast pass at the very least so I could record them in advance like I used to, but Line is fucking stupid with that shit. They don't let me do what I want to do. But anyways, damn you, Vince. I really can't explain Bam's power. I've been racking my brain for the past few minutes. That's how the game works. He defies the real, which is his power. He can overpower spells, which can be done by stronger spells, which he is. I mean, I guess. Nah, I think the point were fair, but SIU kind of throwing out his established tiers, in my opinion. Fair enough.
No, he did. That's what I was saying though. But that's for so long. That's what we were hanging on to. We thought that like the power systems mattered, the rankings mattered. We thought, and we thought they mattered a lot more. I mean, they mattered in some respect, but we thought they mattered more.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, because even for Bam, it was just like, yeah, he's an irregular, but like, he still got because the best thing Bam had going for him back when the series started, even most of the series up till now, is that he could kind of play outside the rules with his Shinsu ability. And so that made sense as far as destructive power, how he's able to harm other people. But I thought they're like, oh, well, they can still hurt him and they can still do things to him. And maybe they can still have stronger attacks that cancel out his attacks. Or they're fighting him on his floor. I thought a lot of those factors would come into play.
Yeah.
But so far, they just don't. The only way you can be stronger than Bam is just be stronger than him.
And hope
that's it.
Whatever pool of reservoir he has can't precede you at your very best, the right peak. So
yeah,
break him emotional and run away fast when he goes berserk. That's not winning. You didn't beat him. You just pissed him off. They hyped up Haigh-Rankers so hard, take thousands of years, and suddenly some of the crewmates with Bam were able to play against with these guys. Listen, it is what it is. What do you want? I don't know, man.
That's why SIU introduced the blue rank, the blue
holes?
ranker, the
Yeah.
blue hole, the blue
Yeah.
holes. Yeah.
For that
Once he
unknown tier
introduced
power.
that,
Yeah.
you just threw all the power rankings out of the window. Because he's basically saying there's people in the tower that like you don't know how strong they are.
Mm-hmm.
He saved himself with that.
And
He was like, it doesn't matter.
And just to harping on the reason why I always say Dustin was right, because Dustin didn't always necessarily say that Bama had to be stronger. He just understood that at the point at that time, like the circumstances will just mold itself around Bam for him to come out victorious or unscathed. Whether that's Yuri lobbing him the Black March, the Black March already liked him from way back when, willing to lend him his power, blah blah blah. Like that's what I think. That's really what he meant. Like not necessarily that he has to just be stronger, but like something's going to happen to give him the ability to come out of this in some shape or form. I think the thing that happened, I used to say a lot of times earlier, is it used to come with some type of lesson or drawback. If I recall correctly, him taking in those souls was supposed to be very dangerous. He could have possibly like not been able to do it, right? So like there was like a level of risk there, at least at the time, right? And then when he got his true self mode versus Data Jihad, that was him trying to somewhat accept the fact that he's a bit of a monster and those powers are within him and not to be afraid of it. You see what I'm saying? So him again not wanting to consume all or everything is just like the same lesson that I thought he already kind of broke through to some degree back when fighting Data Jihad. So his internal growth to me is very circular. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's just the same thing. Like I'm a monster. I'm different than everyone. Okay, I'm good. Okay, now the same thing again. Then people are always, you have the right to seek strength because you're a good boy. Like, all right, man. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm the one crying like beta. If I'm not, I really want to know what SC is going to do after this arc, because after beating White, I'm not worried about any future opponent unless they're a family head. I guess we have to hope that maybe what Machete said, the true villain of the arc is not here yet. Let's hope maybe it's some really high-ranking local beer or something. So I don't know. But then again, to me, it's not particularly sexy that like if like now Bam beats White and then the next arc he's fighting a family head. And I'm not with that, bro. I'll drop the series. I'm not joking. I won't read it no more. This will become a Kubera channel. So.
Yep.
But his friends,
Harry.
you don't like them niggas, man. We talked about that shit. Okay, I got one more. But do you want to read the How Important blog post?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's read it.
We have to read it. Do you want to watch that one too? I could,
oh yeah, we can. We can if you want.
I could throw that in there. I think the last one I want to see was what's the potential of a Jihad princess for some reason. I don't remember why. We can watch this one too.
We ain't seen one in quite some time.
I want to know what I said though.
I feel you.
This was made on November 28th, 2018. So that's how long ago this was. Damn. Sorry, I'm old. That's all. I hope it's not Bam, the final villain. It's so cliche that I'm trying to hold on to his values. That'll be so funny if it's like the real villain is Bam. Okay. That's like when he was on "I'ma sell my soul" type beat gimmick. Calm down over there, bro. I'll sell my soul to beat White. Yeah. Cappity cap. But yeah, by the way, if you've never gone through my Tower of God playlist, I'm very proud of it. Go through it and just see what topics or subject matter appeals to you, and you might find something you want to listen to. That's my best playlist in my opinion. My Ordinary playlist is not long, but it's not bad. But that shit don't be moving me no more, cause I wasn't gonna make a video today. Whoops. Because I think these all connect. Because I think what I was thinking at the time too was like, yeah, you're overestimating Bam, you're underestimating the Tower. I think here was me trying to say that, like, I think my opinion is that like the kind of the strongest thing you can be in the Tower is probably a Jihad princess. That's even more so if you're a direct descendant too. But let's see what I have to say here. Wait, did I share it with you, Vince? I didn't share it, did I?
No, I need to share so I can see. Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Bro. Oh, like why did it take so long to maximize?
I'm gonna make a video today, but you guys got lucky because I got inspired by a conversation I had. So I kind of want to hype up the Jihad Princesses a little bit. So I was having a conversation with my friend, and we are kind of talking about how a lot of these shows, like in like battle shonen for the most part, you know, just series in general where most conflicts are solved by like combat. That there's a point where like the main character and maybe the main character plus one or two rivals always end up eclipsing everybody else in the main cast in terms of overall power. Think Goku and Vegeta, think Naruto and Sasuke, think one that we talked about was Luffy. And do we think he's like way stronger than Zoro and Sanji? Like, has he made that gap incredibly wide to the point where you think of a Yonko Commander and a Yonko?
This has to be around Whole Cake Island. That's probably why I said that because I think he just fought Katakuri.
Go all out yet, especially Zoro.
And got future
he hasn't been
sight
pushed
shit.
yet in the new world, but Luffy's been fighting for his life. So asterisks on that one. But most importantly, that boy, LeBam James.
That's what Joey used to call him. Remember that boy, LeBam James? I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. That boy. Now, would I feel you right now where you said like Tower of God sits one of those series where I just want to find out important mysteries and stuff? Like you don't really care about, you're not really enjoying it week to week. I kind of see why you would say that. I feel you on
that. How do I feel about him and his party? And I honestly, like thinking about it. Yeah, he's definitely at this point. There's no reason for us to believe he's not the strongest in this group and amongst his friends, but I don't think he's completely outclassed in Dorsey. I think she's right there.
Wow, I'm sorry, I lied to y'all again. I was lying in these videos, man.
Not far behind. Who I could agree. Who I can argue has shown moments.
Yeah, I'm still not comfortable speaking
that make her like as impressive as an irregular. So let's talk about
videos might be 4 years old, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Jihad princesses are the ultimate species in the tower, and while irregulars are clearly the tower's like unknown monsters, I don't want us to forget the latent talent that Jihad princess has. Even a demi/illegitimate princess like Anak, who has immense physical strength despite not being a true princess. Her steel spear at the time that they were E-rank regulars was heavy enough that most E-rank regulars could not lift it.
I learned how to change the transparency of the pictures that pop up here.
She
New skill unlocked.
with Kunran after consuming a lightning pill, who's a direct descendant of Kuda Dawn, and she fought on par with him. Mind you, Paracool shut that shit down with the revolution because he's the GOAT. But the point still stands in terms of sheer physical nature. They are, on average, more physically able than most members of the 10 great families, and their bodies are more durable than the average ranker, which is actually insane and a testament to.
You good? Hop in the Discord. Share screen. Thingamajoober. That's what we watching right now. I'm talking about, this is an old video I made in 2018 about the potential of a Jihad princess. So we're just seeing how wrong I am, stupid I am.
Checking out the cap.
It is. I wish you would have stuck to gilding characters and the world, but like you did before the Hell Train. One Piece did that so well. Oh, world building. I hear you. There's a Jihad princess from a great family have more potential. A hybrid from two families. So you're saying, oh, like Liboric. That's a very interesting question. And you'd have to wonder what traits they got from each family, if any, or did they get one than the other. These would be cool things to kind of revisit with the foreknowledge that we have now. I'm still gonna give it to the princesses because it has more sort of do with the blood of the blood of Jihad, and not literally, but like in that sense. And he's probably like
it'd be a cooler question if that mattered at all. Like in the aspect of the story, like
It's
if
cool to
like
think about.
Jihad
You're
Prince,
right, but it's not gonna matter.
yeah, like if we saw like in Dorsey fighting other Jihad princesses, and then somebody was like, oh, like all you've been doing is fighting regular ones, and I'm a hybrid, like that would have been cool. Like, but like,
Yeah,
who cares?
but
Question.
but what if you're both like maybe like Anne, you built different Eurasia,
Yeah.
Without plus the High Princess. Shit.
You know what? I don't know if you ever thought about this, but I've kind of thought about this in hindsight. You ever think Tower got revealed too much?
Yes. Yes. Like
I'm starting to feel that way.
Like he was so eager to share certain things with the blog post and foreshadow to so many things instead of just focusing on the here and now, that we have all these aspirations and expectations to meet Enryu and all this, and we already know the rankings of all these people and blah blah blah. I do think so. I think he opened his mouth way too much, way too quickly, because he's reneging on so many of those things. Like even just the story of Yama, Mort, and Beirut. It's completely different. It's not how he initially had explained it. Remember it was supposed to be like he escaped from Beirut and came back and reformed it when he became a ranker. Then Amort helped him out with that shit. But now it was the story of him, Doom, and Paul plus their dad connected to Yasarachi and the Lopobia family. So that's a great point, actually. It's a really good. That's a topic. We're you know what? We're gonna talk about that another day. That's a topic for another day. I like that though. I like that.
Okay, bet.
Alright, let's keep watching.
How much power this procedure gives you, not to mention you have to be able to receive Jihad's power in the first place. There are princesses from the 10 great families with the power of blood who are so strong that they can surpass rankers while they're still climbing the tower as a regular. Now, if I recall correctly,
isn't it just Adori?
The only instance of this that we have documented is Adori Jihad, who defeated a ranker when she was a regular. And if you want to add another situation like that within a regular, though, on the 100th floor, I believe, Urek took Arihan's test, and he fought back and would have won, as stated by Arihan himself. So that's a chosen regular, that's an irregular, not only beating a high ranker, but fucking Arihan himself. Like, remember that Shinsu gets way denser and more liquid the higher up you go, and this dude is still swinging a sword. Like, come on. One of the 10 great families, respect Urek. But back to Adori, the commander-in-chief of Jihad's army, and the sealed princess in Eurasia and Jihad, because both these princesses are ranked at 7, meaning that in the overall rankings, they have both surpassed most irregulars. Anne being ranked higher than both her parents, Pobodo Gustang, sorry if you can hear the garbage outside, and
what to say? What's that sound? That's my video.
While rankings are based on influence, recognition, and power, I think it's a feat in itself that people try to dismiss. There are some princesses who potentially have the ability to surpass and stand even above the heads of the 10 great families. And for anyone who tries to downplay their accomplishments by saying, it's mostly because of influence and recognition, stop. Because with most instances of a Jihad princess that we've seen is also from a great family, they have always been incredibly powerful, incredibly impressive.
For so long.
You have top 500 in Ha-Yura Jihad, the pride of the Ha family, who even looks like Ha-Yurin, who was gifted the Black March after completing her climb. Masheni got the Yellow May, top 100. Not every princess gets a 13-month series when they finish their climb. Only the best of the best. So a daughter of 2 heads of the great 10 families and Jihad's blood, who was awarded the colorless December after her climb week, try again. Adori,
that's a try again.
The only S-rank weapon of the 13-month series in the Golden November, who was stated to be capable of carrying out all 3 given orders by Jihad recently. Weak, wrong. Try again, and don't forget she beat a ranker when she was a regular. Sorry, they're both well deserving of the rank of 7. Free N, but and Dorsey herself has showcased tons of impressive abilities, but there's 2 specific instances I want to bring up before wrapping up that I think
That's funny. Nara, do you want to chime in on anything?
Oh no, bro, I'm vibing right now. I'm just waiting for my time. You feel me?
You say you vibe. You
He's
just
spinning right
powering
now.
up.
Hey, we don't need no echo in the back. You feel me? He's spinning. I'm gonna let him spit.
Fair enough. Millions, I already said that. The power of blood. No, I didn't mean literally having Jihad's blood. I mentioned it. I mentioned it in the video too. I think I always correct myself because I always just say Jihad's blood, but I know it's the power of. It's not literally his blood though. That's true. In my opinion, you have yet to be proven wrong in the point of the video, unless SLU pulls another unexpected move. Nah, I'm wrong, bro.
Wait, what did he mean by prove you wrong? Prove him wrong.
He's saying that he's basically saying he's saying that this video has aged poorly, but I think it has. I don't think these princesses aren't gonna matter like that, man. I think I overestimated everything. Bam is the only thing that matters.
See, the way I see the princesses, they're gonna be like third tier in the overall ranking, like not ranking, but like in the overall story, like at the end. Like they're gonna be important, but they're gonna be cast to the side. Okay. Like once Yuri start using 2 of the 13-1 series at the same time, that in of itself was a feat that most princesses couldn't do. I already knew that they was gonna pretty much be whoever doesn't have like 5 or more weapons is not gonna really be that important at the end of the day.
Well, the likelihood is Bam is gonna get them because it's part of the key to get to the 135th floor. If I remember correctly, top of my head, it was the 13 keys and the 2 rings that Karaka and Wagner have. Am I right? Am I remember that correctly?
Yeah, something like I know they definitely the 13-month series are part of it.
Yeah,
sure.
because
I don't remember what else, but yeah.
Yeah, because
it's the 13-month series weapons. They make up half the key, and then the other half someone else has. I think it's Karaka. Right?
Yeah, Karaka and Wagner's rings, I believe.
And that's why they've been making what the fuck is that shit called? Hunters and shit. Can't think of the name right now. I'm still in work mode, but they've been making artificial hunters and shit, so that way they can have someone strong enough to collect those weapons.
Man, I don't even remember that. That's crazy.
Well, I don't remember ever seeing them on screen, so I don't know.
That might be a blog post. But all right, hold on. Let's finish this. Almost done.
So, post Name Hunt Station, not Bam nor Aguero on a regular and a direct descendant could keep up with Endorsi without Shinsu.
Because
this Jihad princesses have the
Yuri and
aptitude
Thing are
to be
fighting
equally,
Karaka.
if not, I would say more impressive than a regular. I'm not going to go that far, but I think you can make the argument. And lastly, in the Name Hunt Station, in the Hidden Floor, aka the Sword Art arc straight off the Simi, she only needed 2 days or less than 2 days to master her Shinsu quality, that little red heart thing she has that kind of looks like a succubus tail to me. And she was like, why can't it be this easy? So it took Bam longer, who's a regular. Remember the SLU said that when it came to Bam, the thing that
look at me pulling out this fucking blog post. It don't matter. It don't matter, bro. Oh shit.
But that being said, just
see, that's what I'm saying. That's what people don't understand.
The irregulars
oh no, it's too
are
late,
the
bro.
ultimate species.
10 years ago, we canceling you.
That's too funny. You trying to say Endorsi, Ho, and Wow
in the tower from outside the tower.
Oh, the succubus.
And then the Jihad princesses are the ultimate species within the tower, made in the tower. Both very impressive, but I just kind of don't like how I sometimes talk about how cool some of these princesses are, and it kind of gets like, well, it's not like they're Urak or Enri or something. Like, I got that, but they're still bound by the rules of the tower, unlike these Neo motherfuckers coming in the Matrix doing whatever they want. Like, it's like me not being bound by laws, kind of, in a sense. I don't have the same shackles. But anyways, wrapping it up. Thank you guys for listening. This went on longer than I wanted, and I have to edit it. God damn it.
I knew that was real. I was actually upset. That was real. That was a real anger.
I don't like these rainy skies cause I'm not one to dwell. I'm just sitting in my sadness. I'm just by myself.
That's so funny, bro. I really said that like I have to edit it, and I know I was actually I probably would have talked for like 4 minutes. I'm like, damn it, it's like 8. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Us basing a lot of our opinions off that blog post that didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but that's what we did. We thought we were basing our opinions on things that the author wrote and or said himself that apparently he either forgot or didn't care that he wrote, and then that's what happened. So we thought we were working from a place of logic. We were wrong.
I should have been working from a place of a regular. That's what I should have been doing. So.
Oh yeah, facts. They said, look, the story is sublime. Okay, you can't go past it. Look, it's no plot holes. 2 years later, you want to play a game? Hold the fuck up, not again, dude, not a fucking game.
I'm trying to play
That's
this
all.
game.
Like, bro, that shit pissed me off, bro. Like even with, like as like me benching it, I was just like, oh yeah, okay, we about to have a war. You know what? If you having a war, you want to save your master. Let's play a game. Come on now, bro. Really?
That'll be funny. My rating for this arc right now, I'm probably at a. Honestly, all things considered, I'm probably at a 6.5 to a 7. Like, absolutely hating it. It's the worst things ever. There's things here that I enjoy, but it's mostly white. And yes, right. But my problem with the white thing now is I don't think he's seen the end of this arc anymore. There's Mule Love is here. I'm still holding on hope that Karaka will just do something cool and stop being fucking whack and go back to the way I like him. But it's definitely not one of my favorite arcs. Like I not particularly invested in the grand scheme of things. I like Hajin Sung. I don't want people to think I don't like the character. I just don't like how unbothered F.U.G seemed that he was captured, but then we're gonna use all these resources to go get him. It's like, why? So do I think Hajin could be saved or not? I personally want him to die during the last station. Now, all things considered, to build up this arc as a rescue arc, all right, fair enough. That's not bad. That's cool. But I don't think he should make it. What do you guys think?
Yep, I agree. I mean, I've been wanting him gone. I mean, what's the point of him being here still in the story? What does he bring? I mean, I'm of the same opinion of you. There's certain things. I mean, I think this arc is better than the last two arcs. So, but I don't know how much that's saying. I like White. I like Yasaracha. They've been the highlights of the arc. I don't care what the regulars are doing. The 101s were hit or miss. This whole Cat Tower game is not really a game. Kind of a 101.
Just it's almost just like a battle gauntlet. They're just like, all right,
Yeah.
open cage fight, open cage fight, open cage fight. Like this is just like
Yeah,
survival.
it was
This is
like-
survival of the
it was a
fighting
lot of
game,
rules.
low key.
Yeah.
It's like a survival.
It was a lot of rules for no reason.
Yeah.
And then they're doing it. Yeah, it's just like the thing is like everything's kind of progressing so slowly too. I can't even give you like a rating of how I feel about the arc because I don't feel like
You love out of 10.
nothing like out of the realm of possibility that I'm just like, oh, that hasn't happened before. The only thing really crazy was that Yasaracha beat the shit out of Yama fairly easily. But then Yama got right back up and he gave him a fang. So whatever. So probably next time they fight, Yasaracha's gonna lose. And White doing what he's doing was pretty good. And then some stuff with Evanka Hill and her talking about like, oh, we're right next to the family head ship. We're like across the space, and if he comes here, we're all gone. But it's not like I haven't heard stuff like that before. I've heard plenty of times that like, oh, like if this person shows up, we're all gone, and then they always find a way to leave with all their people. So
On the bets.
yeah. So it's just like I don't know. If something new happens in Tower God, like I, at this point though, like I've always said, I'm not downplaying the series. I'm not gonna attack it. I just come on a week by week basis. I look at it. I'm like, here's the parts I like. Here's the parts I'm concerned about. Then I wait for next week. Then I just keep going that way.
I would be worse. If I didn't have Quibera, I'd be devastated right now. I won't lie to you.